Woohoo! You've hovered on the thumbnail long enough to bring me alive. Strap in, dickheads. Here we go for another low cost, not shit, low cost guitar review. Thank you for coming back. These videos seem very popular, probably because you all like listening to some toenail down in the West Country of England who talks like a carrot cruncher, and we're just going to look at some cheap guitars. We're going to make sure that we can get them up to really the best standard that they can be, and then I'm going to send them on their way. The eBay auction for these guitars goes live at the same time as these videos, 9 AM GMT. I don't post them internationally. They're low cost guitars. It's not worth sending them abroad. But if you're in the UK, it's live now. Before I get out this week's fluff piece, I will warn everyone, as I do with every video, this is my workshop. You've come into my space. I use a little bit of profanity. If you don't like it, you may leave now. Please don't comment in the comment section, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? No, but I did lick your sister. Anyway, moving on. You spoke, I listened, and I've bought a Harley Benton. A Harley Benton. I don't know why I went all Spanish there, not sure about that. This thing I bought locally, it's used, it's got some cheesy bits on it, needs a bit of love. The neck is like a banana. But I haven't touched anything. Normally I pick these up of an evening and I take them home and I have a little play with a nice new guitar for the evening. Couldn't play this thing. It's fucking minging. What's going on with this? I don't even know what scale it is. Let's discover this guitar together and just have a bit of fun, shall we? I think I paid 80 quid for this, which is about half price. It's an SG shit, which is cool. It's a little bit pink, which is also cool, and it's also a single pickup. I've never had a single pickup guitar, but for some reason it just does a little bit something to me, and I just find them a little bit cool. It's got a Roswell P90 in it. I know nothing about this guitar. Let's discover it. People have asked, can I have a little look at the electronics? Well, at this price point, if it works and it doesn't make horrible noises and the knobs do what they're meant to do, that makes the criteria for me for an £80 guitar. Does it work? I don't care about the size of the potentiometers in this guitar. You can't get too hung up on things that are not as big as you want them to be, because it's detrimental to the psyche. Anyway, moving on. So we've got a 3-a-side headstock, Gibson-esque, it's alarmingly close to the old open book. The old crank string pull, so we've probably got issues on the G string. Let's hope it doesn't make it smell. Let's have a little look and do some measurements. People also say to me, oh, you should have plugged it in before you've done any work so we could have had a demo before and after. It doesn't matter what I do to these frets or the height of the strings. There's no height adjustment on this pickup. It doesn't matter what adjustments I make to this. It'll sound the same through my amp and through the audio interface and all the rest of it. It's not really worth doing that. 90% of your sound, which is alarmingly what people that buy this price point guitars don't realise, 90% is your amp and your equipment and your pedals or whatever. Everything I do is through a Spark 40, which I use as an audio interface. You can download all the tones you want in the world that people have come up with, and it will make any cheap guitar sound a million times better than the shitty amps that come with these in starter packages. Awful contraptions. Anyway, let's have a little look, shall we? I'm not going to use one of those cards to measure string height because I can't see them half the time. So I'm going to use my super posh StewMac string height gauge. This costs more than the guitar, so that's fun. I bought this because Matt at Texas Toast said if you haven't got one of these, you're an absolute codpiece. So this one, I'm going to sit this on the 12th fret. I'm going to zero it off. This is in millimeters. I've got at the 12th fret 2.69 mil. That is about 4 feet in old money. Spat a little bit then. Hopefully that didn't come out on the camera. 2.94. We've got a 3mm string height at the 12th. Whew! The strings look rustier than a World War II piss pot helmet, so we will be changing them. They're horrible. Don't know what the young lad who owned this was doing with his fingers, but there's a lot of ming on there. There's a lot of ming. Next step, get out the notched straight edge. Mine is a very posh Crimson Guitars one. These are available on Amazonian. Mr. Bezos will sort you out with one of these for about 15 quid, I think. There's no affiliate links below because I can't be bothered with all that guff. We've got a scale length similar to Gibson. Wow. I am going to measure the relief in this neck because it's quite comical. I'm going to bring you down on car sit cam and you can have a little look. See if we can pick it up. You can literally limbo under that. So this is a prime example. This is a young lad that probably can play guitar better than me. Wouldn't put it past anyone. Let's put this down so no one's too ill.
I don't think I feel well.
I suspect he's got quite a few guitars. Some of them, just by the chance of the Holy Lord himself. Pick your appropriate deity, I don't mind. Anything goes on this channel. Some of them have probably just got straighter necks and he's sewed this one off because it plays like a piece of crap. It was a conservative bit of swearing for you. So, it just needs a truss rod adjustment. That's all. But I'll measure it. 1.1 millimeters of relief. Now, if you know nothing about guitars, I'll just say to you now that that's obscene. That is what we call a banana. Don't ask me why I've got a fake banana in the workshop. Apparently you have to have one of these so that people know the scale of things. Best not get it too close. I'll show you something else because people say to me, I haven't got a not straight edge, what can I do? Well, here you go. If I push down at the first fret, I'll show this in many videos, you'll get bored of seeing it. And I push down at the body with this one, with my thumb I can reach the middle of the strings and we can see, you can even hear it. If you're going to adjust your neck, some people like it perfectly straight. Some necks have a tiny bit of relief. So if you're doing that and you're pushing it down and you just got a teeny tiny bit of relief, that's fine. All right. In a lot of ways, that's the safest way to go. If you like these videos, comment and subscribe. Lots of people suggest guitars. Yes, I'm going to get a Yamaha Pacifica. Yes, there's an ERT guitar. Yes, there's a few different things I've got downstairs. I've got a Display 4 Top guitar coming up, which is an Amazon brand. It's very popular. It's got 1,000 reviews and they're generally good. So I'm picking one of those up. I've got my eye on an Ibanez. I've got my eye on all sorts. Don't you worry about that. You definitely don't want to see what's on my laptop. Here we go. Slacker than a hooker's lady piece. If you're ever doing your own truss rod, even if it's extreme, just do a quarter turn and then check what you're doing. This thing is going to need significantly more than quarter of a turn. Perfect, right, that has got a tiny bit of relief. Don't worry about it for now, that's close enough. It's pretty good. Adjustments to your truss rod are instantaneous. Anyone can do that. Guitars come with Allen keys. Let's remeasure the action because it already looks remarkably much better. 1.3 mil, super low action, very low. So we can adjust this. Someone's already mangled the crap out of that with a screwdriver. I imagine trying to lower the action. Let me know in the comments, am I doing anything that a beginner can't do? They all use YouTube, all the youngsters, they're all on here. All this knowledge is here from. Some people are actually good at teaching it, unlike this old dick. Just out of interest, I'm aiming for about 1.5 on the high E, 1.75 on the low E. That's generally what I'm aiming at. That's proper middle ground. So we're not far off. It's a bit buzzy in places. The frets are pretty tarnished. A lot of people have commented, if you're going to try and lower the odd high fret, you should try tapping them down. Well, I mean, generally speaking, I'll visually inspect these. You can also use your thinnest feeler gauge. So you can use your thinnest feeler gauge. Your dad's got these in the garage. And you can see that one there, I can get under that fret. So there is space to tap him down. I'm a new guitar builder. When I seat my own frets and I glue them in, I know when I build the guitar that they are seated because I did it myself the day before. Fret wire is not perfect, it's not manufactured perfectly. That's just the way it is. So you always have to level new frets. That's just the way of the world. There's no tapping down, you just level your frets. This is where some of the new jumbo sausage shit that people use does give you a bit more room to level your frets. Vintage stuff, you've got to be a bit more careful. So I do tend to just do a fret job. Takes me half an hour, But I do tap frets down and check and have a little look with the feeler gauge. I just didn't put it in the first 2 videos because I can't fit everything into a 20-minute video. But you are right, whoever commented that. So my hands are disgusting. So I'm gonna take the strings off and under tension, because I still get the comments, I love it. Even though I tell you I'm taking the piss, people still comment and say, I can't fucking do that. You'll destroy a 500-year-old Stradivarius. Well, of course I fucking will, mate. Who's gonna let me touch one of them? And bless the young lad, spot the deliberate mistake on stringing this guitar up. He's gone on the outside. Shonky wonky. These strings are disgusting. Do like a wraparound bridge. There's something very cool about a simple guitar. One pickup, wraparound bridge, get your balls out. Beautiful. This should make some cool noises when it's ready to go. That's a stinky guitar. Right, people asked last time, what did you clean your fretboard with? I cleaned it with naphtha. And we clean off what we call around here the finger cheese. I used lemon oil to lubricate the fretboard last time, and no one really complained about lemon oil. So naphtha, as far as it's petroleum hydro treated light something naphtha. Get it online, just search naphtha, and it's very good because it just cleans off all the cheese, but at the same time doesn't soak in. This guitar has been in a young boy's bedroom, so I will be fumigating my workshop and washing my hands with bleach before I eat me tea. Monumental rocker, huge. So let's have a little look with a feeler gauge. Very cheap, pick up feeler gauges anywhere. Thinnest one, 0.05. The 3rd fret is monumentally high, and I can get the feeler gauge under there. So whoever you are, Davy Crockett 4521221, I'm gonna give this a little tap now with my fret hammer. I've got my neck support under the fret I'm tapping, and I'm just going to go gentle. Massive rocker. Still a massive rocker. There's bits of residue and shit coming out there when I'm doing that, so it looks to me like there's a bit of glue in there. And it's still rocking. Now a high fret at this end of the guitar, when the string action is super low, the tolerance is even less, that's going to cause you way more trouble than it does at the top. So in my eyes, straight away, that's a ridiculously high fret. You can spot level a fret. There's a tool coming for that, I'll show you in another video. It can be done, you get special tools with abrasive bits on. If you start finding more than 1, 2 or 3, and you try and spot level, you could be chasing your tail all over the bastard. It's much easier just to give it a fret job. These frets are rather large. I've got plenty of room here, plenty of room. Huge rocker, huge. So I knew before I started this video that this fret job was not very good. It's glary quality. So this guitar needs a fret job. It needs a full fret level and recrown. So I'll whip through the fret job off camera on this one because you've seen it, it needs a full fret job. I'll just do it the way I always do it with me Dremel and all the rest of it and get it all looking shiny and pucker. And I've got a new product. I'm not using lemon oil. Here are some options. So this is Dunlop 65 lemon oil. I bought this from Trago Mills, which is one of the shittest shops in the southwest. People moan about lemon oil. You can't use lemon oil. It contains lemons and stuff. There's no lemons in it. That is the most popular product world over for fretboards, world over. And in fact, this kit that I've never opened, because it's a guitar cleaning kit, this is from Stu Mac, widely known as supplying the best quality gear worldwide. And hey ho, the Stu Mac kit contains Jeffin lemon oil. So Stu Mac say it's fine. I don't care what any of you say, lemon oil is fine. It's just oil, and it's got no lemons in it. Anyway, rant over. But I'm not using lemon oil on this one. I'm not using it because I've got something else. An advert popped up for Monty's pickups. And Monty's, they use this. It's a fretboard feeder preservative. Because I had a nice suggestion from a subscriber in my comments, because you're all just as bad as I am, we've renamed this. This is Monty's Minge Fudge. And we're going to be using this to feed and restore our fretboard. All right, so we're going to leave it smelling. It's going to leave the workshop and go to its new owner smelling like a purple minge. Amazing, amazing. Comment below if that's a fragrance that you're fond of. It's very crude, isn't it? Very crude. So, here we go. In the name of entertainment, 3, 2, 1, I'll see you back after a fret job. I'm going to restring it. I'll be sticking some Didarios on. You can moan in the comments whether you think that's the best strings ever. But it's a guitar worth about 6p. And they are darn sight better than the rusty mingers, the rusty garottes that I just took off the bastard. Lovely. See you in 1 nanosecond. Right, everything's put back together. We've had a bit of a clean up. Let's go and have a little bit. Let's go and have a little bit of a demo. Acoustically, it's almost like I could probably do with bringing the action up a little bit higher, but let's see what it sounds like plugged in, and I'll show you what I mean. Because when it's not plugged in, it's not the most resonant guitar in the world, I'll give it that. It amazes me when they use such shit wood, and yet they get such a clean finish. So it is a really good finish job on this guitar. Painted neck, not a fan of that, but so far, tuners, 7 or 8, whatever. Don't know about the pickup yet. The bridge is nice. The fit and finish of the guitar is fabulous. The frets were not great, but they're quite good quality, so we'll give them a 6 or a 7. It's all irrelevant really, isn't it? Is it, all we need to know, is it a good guitar? What does it sound like? Let's nip downstairs. Down to Fritzels. Shh. Okay, so it's time for a conclusion for the Pink SG Wannabe. The Pink SG Wannabe, I think that's the name for this little bitch. So many of you asked for a Harley Benton guitar, and I was pleasantly surprised actually. So the conclusions that I'm starting to make from this weekly series, because I'm learning as well as you, we're kind of along the same journey. The conclusions I'm coming to is that every guitar in this price point is gonna need a bit of love. If you're gonna buy a £150 guitar for your beginner, if you go to a shop and pick one out that's nice, that the shopkeeper, especially a smaller shop, it might have had a little bit of setup, you might be on your way there. If you buy something online, be prepared that perhaps if you give it to your youngster and they show a bit of promise after a few months, take that guitar to a tech and, oh, my wrist clicked again, that was savage. Old age, take it to a tech, pay the bugger's bill and get it set up and do something similar to what I'm doing. Loads of people commenting below in all these videos saying how much they would charge. Massive variety, huge variety. But I've actually Googled a couple of people that you say that you've taken it to, like people have given text names. Lots of wonderful reputations out there. Lots of guys that know a lot more about it than me. We're all gonna do it differently. I'm a guitar builder, so I hope I'm not ruffling too many feathers, but I hope I'm ruffling some feathers. Don't give a fuck. So, this guitar is actually very good. It's fine. Painted neck, not my favourite thing, but I'm not going to mark a guitar down for that. Loads of Gibsons and SGs and stuff have got painted necks. Not my favourite. I'd Scotch-Brite the life out of that and mat it up. Tuner's really good, not a problem at all. That nut is cut aggressively, but it's actually cut pretty perfectly. New strings on here, I don't mind the pickup. I'm not a fan of the single pickup guitar. I like to flip between neck and bridge. And even with the tone knob in full operation, it's not my favourite thing in the world. So, and actually it's done me a favour because I've been thinking about making a single pickup guitar. I'm not going to. I like versatility. There you go. I like to go in the front and the back. The wraparound bridge is fine. I thought I was having a trouble intonating this guitar, but it's not. This bridge looks like it's at maximum in, that's the technical word, but it wasn't. I had a bit more room there. So it's actually intonated pretty well, actually, pretty well. This is a great guitar. It's 170 quid new. I paid 80 quid for it secondhand. So if you were gonna buy this secondhand at Facebook Marketplace for 80 quid, that leaves you £90 for a tech, doesn't it? So that makes this guitar a bargain. It certainly sounded very nice. It plays very nice. It's not my favourite of the series so far. I do prefer the Squire, just because I like Fender necks, Fender scales, but I'm biased. That's just my choice. People pick their guitars with their eyes before their ears. And like I say in every video, if you want it to sound nice, here's a funny example for you. Picked up a guitar yesterday, an Amazon one, a Display 4 Top. It's next week's video. Never heard of that brand. Who came up with the name Display 4 Top? Go and shoot that fucking guy, because that is shocking. Shocking. This is the amp that came with it. The cone of this amp is made of dog shit. That is one of the worst things ever to come in my shop through the door. No, I will not be sending it with a guitar. No, I will not be selling it. It will be going in landfill. It's wank. If you're buying this guitar for your aspiring beginner, Spark products are phenomenal. This is the Spark Go. Without headphones, it's a little bit naff. The speaker's the size of my willy after a run. It's horrific. But with headphones, that is a world beater. A nice set of 50 quid headphones, Sennheisers, something like that, JBL, whatever. That is a world beater. And you don't have to listen to the little prick practicing in their bedrooms. Something like that, good set of headphones, and you're well away. Right, I'm waffling shit, and someone commented last week, 2 minutes 39 and he's still waffling shit. Video starts at this time. Fuck off, mate. Banter starts at 0. See you next week, people.